Hey guys, Darren here from VintageFloydRose.com, the Guitar Historical Archives. I got so many things going through my head right now, I don't even know where to begin. Eddie Van Halen just died at the age of 65 years old. I didn't think he would, I had a bad feeling that he might not make it. I said, he had the cancer problems already. We knew there were some issues. David Lee Roth said, it's not looking good. I thought he'd kind of hold out a little longer. I didn't expect him to go out this early, though, at the young age of 65. I want to talk about the historical significance Eddie Van Halen will have on the world. I'm not talking in your lifetime. You're lucky. If you're watching this, you're 40, 50, 60 years old probably, and you actually got to see them play. Think about that. I'm talking about 100, 200, 300 years, 1,000, 2,000 years in the future. I think Eddie Van Halen will be, by far, go down in history as the most important rock guitarist of all time and possibly one of the most important guitarists of all time. And he's going to go down in music history as one of the most important musical figures ever. Okay? This all relates to the electric guitar and how he helped innovate it and with the rock music as well. And I think 1,000 to 2,000 years in the future, they will still be talking about it in history classes. And people know it's a historically significant time right now, but they don't really see it because it's still new to them. A couple hundred years in the future, I think that's when you're going to really see people like, wow, this is very important. What Eddie Van Halen did, not just Eddie Van Halen, I'm talking about that era, I guess. I'm going to go on that really quickly here. I'm going to say that era was so important, so very important. Let me explain. The electric guitar, guys, it is new. People don't realize that. I mean, we are living in a time where none of us realize that. The electric guitar is not an old, from the 40s and 50s we're talking about. That wasn't that long ago. We're talking 70-some years old. Think about the history of music. The history of music, thousands and thousands and thousands of years in the past. We don't have videos of this. We don't got videos of Mozart playing. We don't got videos of these famous musicians you learn about in music theory in college and in high school. We don't have videos of that. We just got other people playing their music. Okay? People don't realize that the invention of the electric guitar is new, and you are living through it right now. You might have got to see Eddie Van Halen play. All right, I'm getting a little. The emotions are getting through to me, but people don't really realize this. When we're talking about rock and roll and music and the electric guitar, they don't realize that this is new. Music recording is new. You're talking like what, 30s, 40s, 50s is when you started recording music. And really, good music recordings didn't really happen until, I'm going to say, the 1970s. Really, honestly, we are living through such an important time in music history because we grew up when electricity started up and they started music recording really well, 50s and 60s, and not really good until the 70s. And that relates to the electric guitar and the rock guitar. Okay, let me get to it. Fender and Gibson, that's what I call origin gear from the 40s and 50s. The 59 Les Paul, the broadcasters, telecasters, that's origin gear. That's always going to be popular because that plays a vital role in, obviously, music and electric guitar history. It's the first ever. That stuff's always going to be worth money. It's always going to be, people are always going to want it because it's the very first ever. I think, in my opinion, that is not the most important aspect in the history of electric guitar. I believe origin gear is important because it's origin gear. I believe the 40s and 50s Telecasters, Les Pauls, they are important because they were the first. That's it. They were not innovative. What innovated the electric guitar? Eddie Van Halen and a few others. That's it. Let's go on from here. The Telecaster and the Les Paul and everything, they're good. They got the job done. But the next generation after that, when Eddie Van Halen and other, not just Eddie Van Halen guys, it's other guitarists too. They wanted something better, right? They wanted something that fit their playing style. They wanted the next evolution, okay? Now, Eddie Van Halen, I'm talking the most, I think the most vital years ever in the history of the electric guitar. Obviously, the origin gear is important, but I think the most important is the years 1979 to 1986. And this relates to Eddie Van Halen in a relationship when he started his Frankenstrat journey, okay? And by the way, I think the Frankenstrat is going to be the most, it's going to be the most expensive guitar ever, like if it was ever sold in an auction. There's not a guitar in the entire world that would be more expensive to buy than the Frankenstrat guitar if it ever did go up for auction. It probably won't, but if it did set a record for sure. So the years 1979 to 1986, why is it important? It kind of started the next evolution of the Super Strat and the modern guitar. And you see the features that you see happen through 1979 to about I'm going to say 1986, 87, has not changed very much in all modern guitars to this day. And a really important aspect of this, and I'm going to be honest, is Eddie Van Halen partnering with Floyd Rose and Kramer. It's a really important aspect time in history because that's kind of the development of the double locking tremolo, so you could actually play songs and stay in tune, right? Very important. You could actually play the songs, stay in tune, and then after that start developing neck throughs, etc., etc. And the Floyd Rose and the Kramer guitars for that era kind of really saw the development of the modern guitar. Okay. And I think we don't really see it right now. We're living in it right now. But I think people, when they look back at it, they're going to see, that time frame, especially, in my opinion, I think 1982, 1983, 1984 are extremely vital because it's the development of the really legitimate double locking trem, and they got it working with other advancements. Kramer guitars is with there, but there's other ones like Hamer and other brand names. Okay, all those guitars, all these modern guitars you got, have not changed really much at all from any guitar. Take any guitar that was made in the 80s, or all these new things that people think are new with these graphite rods and this and that. All this happened in the 80s by some company. Okay, and people do not see that. But anyway, Eddie Van Halen, that phase started in 1979 when he teamed up with Floyd Rose. He got the first non-fine-tuning Floyd Rose. And for those of you who are interested, I got vintagefloydrose.com, and I started researching this, and there's still so much I want to know yet, and I hope I find out before all these people die. And then it started the development of the FRT4 style vertical fine-tuning to the whale tail style and all these advancements in the double locking tremolos. And then it advanced in so many more things, and that all happened in the years, mainly I'm going to say 1981, 82, 83, 1984, but really between 1979 to 1986. And people are going to look back at this, guys, as Eddie Van Halen and how he changed the world, not just rock music, but more importantly, the electric guitar. And people are going to be talking about him. Honestly, guys, if the world even exists by then, 5,000 years from now plus, forever. Forever, guys. For those of you who grew up and actually got to see him, be thankful, because I didn't grow up to see that. I didn't get to hear Eruption play the first time. I mean, I did, but I'm 33. I didn't get to see him really in concert ever. For those of you who are that age, you're living through history right now. Remember that. And you know what's really awesome? The next generation gets to witness it too because of YouTube and technology. You can't see Mozart play. You can't see these people from whatever thousands of years ago play, right? But now the next generation can. That's what's awesome. People, the young kids, 500 years from now, will be able to see Eddie Van Halen play on YouTube or whatever the hell they have on, right? That is awesome. And they're going to know who he is, and they're going to think it's awesome. Okay, guys? Oh, yeah, by the way, they get to listen to all his music, his real music. Stay tuned, guys. I got more Eddie Van Halen stuff coming up in the future.